Well, the heat is on. This is the Long Island weather alert. We've got an extreme heat warning now in effect for most of Long Island. This was the Sunday night, as viewed from Jones Beach. Just a sun setting like molasses in the sky, which is a line from a song called Black Velvet. But you can see that sunset just very red, a lot of haze in the sky, really bad air quality. But there was a sea breeze today. By afternoon, we had dropped to 90 degrees in Mineola after getting into the mid-90s. And then once it got to the South Shore, 85.8. And then at the beach, and then it dropped even further in the evening to 80.6 to 80 degrees. I shouldn't say 0.6, just say 80 degrees. And then at the beach, it was 74 degrees. And then when I got back to Mineola, 79 degrees. And, so that's we have. And so right now, temperatures are in the upper 70s. It is very humid, but of course it's even worse than that in my alley, where it's 84, almost 85 degrees in the alley right now.
Oh, I hate this place!
So, there you go. So this is going to be an excessive heat warning for tomorrow. There are sea breezes. The dew points are very high. I'll show you what the day was like at Islip today. It hit 93, so it got to the mid-90s. Get even hotter than that tomorrow. Fortunately, there was a sea breeze, which helped keep things a little more comfortable versus the way it could have been. But you'll see those dew points in the mid-70s. Still made it feel like it was close to 100 at times. So very, very high humidity at Islip. But like I said, it could have been worse. We have the sea breeze to show you what happens when you don't have a sea breeze. We'll show you what Miller Air Park had to deal with today, because they got up to 100 degrees in Toms River today, and they had to deal with temperatures up at 100 degrees there. 100 degrees with the dew point of 74 made it feel like 112. And look at some of these dew point readings. Close to 80 degrees, 79 degrees, very high dew points. Very high dew points. And it's been many, many years since we've had a heat index this high in a lot of areas. So really, definitely, this heat is something. There were some records broken. We'll talk about that, too, as well. So let's put the highs on the map. And you'll see here temperatures, high temperatures, low 90s pretty much across Long Island. And mid-90s, probably central Nassau. You see some 95s there. Got up to 90 at Farmingdale, 93 at Islip, 91 at Shirley, 91 at West Hampton, and even Montauk got up to 91. I see a Montauk, probably not on the water there. That's the airport. 94 at LaGuardia, 90 at JFK, 95 at Central Park, and then as you went to Jersey, 101 at Newark, and then a lot of temperatures pretty much near 100 if you were in Jersey today. So very, very hot. Very hot conditions. Some of these temperatures are insane. Coyle Field also got up to 100 degrees today as well. Another real hot spot in the Pine Barrens in New Jersey today. Absolutely brutal. Just unbelievably. We did have a sea breeze because it definitely helped. It could have been a lot worse if it wasn't for that sea breeze. The lows, just the mid-70s. And we'll be lucky to get below it. Well, we do have some 70s out now on Long Island at least. But the alleys certainly ain't going below 80, that's for sure. Looking at the air quality, let's go and look at you see there was a lot of cirrus, and then I think maybe some smoky haze in the sky, perhaps. We'll go to the weather source. There's that extreme heat warning that we have that's posted, and that is going to be until 8 p.m. Tuesday. So it's going to be 8 p.m. Tuesday for, 8 p.m. 6 So heat advisory is going to be in effect for us here in Long Island until 6 a.m., and then the extreme heat warning is going to be from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. tomorrow, all right? That is Tuesday. So that's going to be western Suffolk, Nassau County, except for eastern Suffolk. You can see it's a heat advisory over there, but tomorrow is going to be a lot hotter than today because we're going to have the killer west wind. So we do have some, we'll show you the Islip Climatological Report high of 93, which is a record high at Islip. So Islip did break the record today. High of 93, broke the old record of 91 set back in 1999. And let's see, we got some. Let's see. I think Bridgeport also broke their record today, 94. That broke the record of 91 also. Looking at Central Park. Central Park tied its record of 96. That was set back in 1888. And a good chance. And look at that. The low is only 80 in the city. So, yeah, it kind of gives you the... and Newark also broke a record today. Record high at Newark was set at 101 degrees. That breaks the old record of 99 set back in just last year. So if this temperature exceeds 101, a follow-up record event report will be issued. So yeah, this is that is quite hot. And it also Mount Pocono also set a record too, I believe, as well. So a lot of records broken today, and tomorrow is going to be even hotter. Sure, we're going to be really cranking up the heat tomorrow. So let's take a look at them. And again, you see all these heat advisories here that are just covering the east here. So let's go and look at the models here, and we'll show you what we're going to have to deal with as we head into the next couple of days, as we've got this real, you can see that ridge right there. There's the high, Bermuda high, classic Bermuda high. Got the heat coming. We'll just, usually don't draw too much, but we'll draw a little bit here. Let's just draw a little bit. We got the heat, just basically this is Gulf air, and it's just being rode right around that high, and that is absolutely very hot air that we have. Sometimes it's better off you have a high and you have more of a southerly flow, but this is going to be more of a southwesterly flow, and that is going to make it a whole lot worse. Close this down here. All right. That's not what I want to do. Okay. So we've got this ridge that's going to be over us, and you can see here that's going to be with us right through Wednesday. And it's not until we get to later Wednesday into Thursday that we're going to start seeing some risks for thunderstorms as a backdoor cold front approaches the area. So let's go start with the HRRR model, and we'll first look at the precipitation chances. Obviously, there won't be any precipitation tomorrow, but as we get into Wednesday, this is where we could see some scattered showers and thunderstorms later Wednesday night, and I'll talk more about that tomorrow night. All right, because we'll have more information on that front when it comes through, but we'll look at the dew points and wind flows. Right now, we're just dealing with the heat. So you see here we have a southwest wind, but see, look what happens as we get into tomorrow. The killer west wind returns with a vengeance. The dew points could drop a little bit due to some compressional heating, but that west wind is going to make temperatures soar. There will be a sea breeze right at the beach. You got to be right at the beach, otherwise it's going to be absolutely brutal. Best bet, stay indoors if you can, unless you want to go to the beach. If you have good air conditioning in your place, it's a good idea. I don't, unfortunately, so I have to go out. So you'll see here that we've got that killer west wind, and it kind of stays with us. And actually, as we go into tomorrow night into Wednesday, the west wind returns. And Wednesday, we're going to also be dealing with the killer west wind now, too. So Wednesday could be just as hot. And then you see that backdoor cold front approaching. These dew points still pretty high. So with those kind of wind directions, you know it's going to be very hot. So as we go into tonight, temperatures might drop into the 70s on Long Island and Jersey. It's probably going to be a little harder to do that. And then tomorrow, I think most areas are going to get close to 100 degrees, if not exceed it. Even here on Long Island, there's going to be plenty of sun. And with that west wind, I think we'll get up to 100. I don't know if Islip's going to get up to 100, but I think here in Nassau County, we could see 100 degrees. A lot of records will be broken tomorrow. The cities most certainly could see 100 degrees. In Jersey, you're probably going to go above 100 in Toms River, probably, maybe 102, something like that. That's what this is painting right here. And then, obviously, not dropping much tomorrow night. Lows only in the mid-80s. And if it's unbearable here now, tomorrow it's going to be even worse. And then Wednesday, we do it again. Maybe not quite up to 100, but it'll probably be well into the 90s again. Mid to upper 90s probably in a lot of areas. And again, the only real relief is going to be right at the beach. Okay. Looking at Cape levels, we'll just point out the Cape levels as we get into your Wednesday, because this is the concern that we're going to have to watch for thunderstorms. If we go to the Storm Prediction Center, go to the day 3 convective outlook, you'll see that we are in a marginal risk zone. So that will have to be watched, and I will talk about that more tomorrow night. let's go and look at the NAM. And we'll just go ahead and look at the NAM. We have most of the NAM in now, by the way, as far as sky. So you can see that there could be some activity on Wednesday. And again, we'll talk more about that tomorrow night. We've got to get through the heat. Tomorrow is going to be absolutely brutal, the hottest day we've had in quite some time. Skies, we'll go look at the RGM for that. I'll have to use the 18Z for that. And you'll see your skies tomorrow. Not a whole lot of cloud cover. There may be some haze. There may be some scattered jet chunk. But there isn't going to be much cloud cover. Plenty of sun. Plenty of opportunity to heat things up. And that will happen for sure. And then as we get into Wednesday, could be a little more cloud cover. And then we'll have to watch for, again, those thunderstorm chances with that backdoor cold front, which I'll talk more about tomorrow night. Again, I'm more focused on the heat right now. And I'm very concerned about the power grid. They're going to be, we already had trouble today, and tomorrow is going to be a lot worse. There were a number of power outages. So this is noon tomorrow. You see the killer west wind here. Temperatures close to 100 across much of Long Island here in the middle. And even on the South Shore, you're well into the 90s. You got to be right at the beach to see any kind of relief here because you note the wind direction, all right? When we go to 3 o'clock, you notice the breeze comes in a little stronger at the beach, but if you're inland, forget it. You are going to be blazing up close to 100 degrees tomorrow, 104 even in some of these spots. So you're in Jersey, you're in over 100. Tomorrow is going to be the hottest day that we've had in quite some time. And you can see here, even at 5 o'clock, still look at that killer west wind is still going. It's going to be really, really hot outside. And then, again, right at the beach, there should be some relief. But that killer west wind is a real problem. And then the sea breeze maybe tries to make a little more inroads by 8 o'clock. But if you're inland, forget it. It's going to be brutal. Stay indoors. If you have good air conditioning and you don't have to go anywhere, probably stay indoors is a good bet for tomorrow. Because unfortunately, I don't. I have to go out, and it's just because of where I live. It's what it is, you know. But I'll have to just try to be careful and try to stay at the beach. That's where it looks like the beach could be nice. So that's where you want to be. But everywhere else, it's going to be absolutely a brutal day. And then even as we get to 10 o'clock, temperatures will still be well into the 80s. Tomorrow will be no joke. All right, dangerous heat tomorrow. Let's go look at the smoke. I don't know why I'm looking at this, but there's going to be air quality issues due to ozone. Not really a whole lot of smoke here showing. It's mainly going to be an ozone situation. That's why I think we're getting the haze from. And if we go to the AQI right now, you'll see we've got moderate air quality in effect. So moderate air quality. We'll go to purple air. We'll go to the map. We'll look at this. And should give us, got moderate air quality. So this is all due to the ozone, the heat, and the vehicle exhaust. And maybe some particles too in there. It's just not going to be good air unless you're right at the beach. And even at the beach, it's hazy. But hey, get ready for the heat tomorrow. It's no joke. Extreme heat warning in effect for most of Long Island except east of, I would say, Route 112. Though I still think east of Route 112. I think the whole island should have that be in red, personally, in that purple color there. Extreme heat warning. The heat tomorrow is no joke. 100 degrees, very likely. So be careful out there. Have a good night and pray, please pray the power stays on.